Hiya, welcome to Bad Influence. In an animated programme this week, I'll be saying yabba dabba doo to a new cartoon package.
And I'll be... Look, I'm sorry, this lighting's atrocious. I'm just not doing this link.
Sorry about that, she's been like that all day. Look out, supermodels, Violet Berlin is on the loose. Our main review this week, Aladdin on the Mega Drive.
Watch out, lizard, I'm coming to get you. What do you get for Christmas for someone who's got everything? Well, if you've got a spare £300, you could get them one of these. It's called a Thunder Seat, and you can plug it into any console or computer, and it makes you feel like you're driving a tank or flying a plane. I'm using it with a brand new fighter flight simulator called TFX. So what does it feel like? If you drop the landing gear, for instance, you can sort of feel a low rumble underneath you. Or, launch a missile. Oh, there it goes. You can sort of feel it exploding away from you. Oh, it's my favourite, flyby. Watch this flyby. It's like Top Gun. And finally, turn on the afterburners. You can really feel them kick in. Excellent. So how does it work? Well, I just set it to auto land. That's a good idea. It uses the low frequency or bass sounds from the music you hear when you play the game and feeds them through to this huge speaker in the base of the seat. Now, the seat itself is hollow and specially shaped to amplify the vibrations and feed them up through your body. So you're not only hearing the sounds, you're feeling them as well. It's really realistic, and it's actually used in real flight simulators. And, of course, when you come into land smoothly, you can always plug it into your video recorder instead and watch a movie like, say, Top Gun.
I've got a Thunder Seat at home, but enough of me and my eating habits. Our main review this week is Aladdin on the Mega Drive. Now, the story may well be over 1,000 years old, but there's plenty of life left in this fairy tale. You play the handsome hero as he journeys through the mythical kingdom of Akbar in search of the magic lamp. Look out for some stunning graphics. The original animation was done by Disney artists. To guide us through, here's Sahel.
This is the best looking game I've ever seen on the Mega Drive. The graphics are just like you're watching a cartoon. There's nothing special about the gameplay though. Here I am in level 4, which is the Sultan's dungeon. Before he gets to the end of the level, Aladdin has to escape by avoiding these balls on chains. I'm getting a bit bored of the game by this time, as all the levels are much the same. All he does is leap up walls. Here's a skeleton, which is a new enemy. This enemy is recurring. He appears in all the levels so far. This is the Cave of Wonders. It's one of the later levels, and the gameplay's begun to get a bit more interesting. There's a lot of different backgrounds in this game, and this is one of the better ones. On this level, Aladdin has to kill the statues, but it's a bit tricky, as you can see. This game's got gorgeous graphics and really good music. It's just a shame there's nothing special about the gameplay.
I give this game full marks for the graphics, but it definitely loses points for the gameplay. Beautiful, but dull.
Don't be fooled by the graphics. This game looks fantastic, but the gameplay lets it down.
And so the final scores for Aladdin. The girls gave it a lamptastic 4 out of 5, mate. And the boys gave it an ingenious 4 out of 5.
Hello, Thurtlers. After the astonishing success of my time travel experiment last week, I've decided to allow you, my fans, to join in this week's experiment. It's a mind-over-matter experiment. Together, we are going to attempt to levitate this object. Now, concentrate. Right, now keep concentrating while I do the first cheat. It's for Shinobi 2 on the Game Gear. Oh, careful, careful, keep concentrating. Right, now, it's for Shinobi 2 on the Game Gear. When you start the game, on the password screen, type in F5958. And you'll start the game with all 5 rescued ninjas and 2 crystals. Oh, no, keep concentrating. Oh, me.
He's odd, isn't he? Have a look at this. An animating Sonic the Hedgehog. Drawing that by hand must have taken ages, so it's no surprise then that these days animation has gone computerized. But previous animation packages have been designed for use by professionals. This one, though, the Hanna-Barbera Movie Studio, is designed for use by idiots, which is why I'm demonstrating it. I thought we'd start with something along a fishy theme, so I'll get me a little fish and I'll reproduce him. And down in the bottom corner here are the number of frames that I'm using. So I've got frame 1, that's where I want the fish for frame 2. And we move it on a bit, and I'll put the fish down here for frame 3. Now, the grey images that you're seeing is a technique called onion skinning, and what that does, it allows you to position your fish in relation to the previous ones. Now frame 7, and we'll have him just down here by the octopus. I also, when he's here, I want his eye to open up and his mouth to go into shocked when he sees the octopus. So first of all, I'll wipe out the mouth here. I've blown it up as well because it's much easier to work in a magnified image than it is on the tiny one on the screen. Put the black in, and if I draw his eye in all surprised and shocked like that with an eyeball in the middle and give him a surprised mouth. Now we want to colour him in. Let's make him yellow. And like on most paint packages, there's a fill-in window there, and so I can just click on him and fill it in, and move forward and fill it in. Now why, you're saying to yourself, didn't he make the fish yellow at first, and then he wouldn't have to go through frame by frame filling them all in? Well, the reason for that is quite simple. If I'd been doing proper animation, it wouldn't be exactly the same fish every time. They'd be a little bit different each time, and so, ladies and gentlemen, I give you Andy Crane's fantastic fishy animation. The great thing about this package is that it comes with pre-programmed stuff of your favourite Hanna-Barbera characters. Now, here's a sneak preview of the Jetsons having a space bop. For my next animation masterpiece, ladies and gentlemen, I have enlisted the help of my video camcorder, tripod, and a smashing little cardboard cutout of Barney Rubble. And we're going to demonstrate an animation technique called stop frame. Now, what happens here is the camera takes a picture of little Barney down there and feeds it into the computer, and then I can grab stills or frames of Barney in a digitised form. So what you do is you move his arm, say, and take another picture of him, or move his leg up there and take another picture of him, or you can move the whole of Barney right up in the air and take a picture of him. When you finish the sequence you want, here you tidy up the edges a bit and you can colour it in and then put it against a nice backdrop. Now that obviously takes quite a long time, but we did one earlier this morning, and this is Barney Rubble against the same backdrop as the Jetsons. Now, this week's news and previews.
Following on from the success of Zool last year, next month sees the launch of the imaginatively titled Zool 2 on the Amiga. You can choose to play either Zool or his girlfriend, Zoos. There's 9 huge levels, a host of new enemies, and even a 2-headed dog called Zoon.
If you're thinking of buying a handheld, this has got to be the bargain of the decade. Dixons are selling the Lynx at an amazing $34.99. Now, we think it's easily the best of the handheld systems. It's got great colour graphics and brilliant sound. And if anyone tries to tell you that the Lynx has been discontinued, tell them they're talking tosh. Atari have just released 2 new games for the system, and they promise us this will not go out of production.
You can catch him on the Big Breakfast every day. He's now starring in his own movie, and soon you'll be able to play him on the SNES, the NES, and the Game Boy. I'm talking about Dennis, that cute little tearaway from across the Atlantic. Here he is on the SNES, wreaking havoc in Mr. Wilson's house.
This handy gadget is the world's first portable route planning computer. It lets you type in any 2 points in the UK and virtually takes you by the hand to your destination. Now, I've put in Leeds Airport and Manchester Airport, and by simply pressing go, the computer will give you all the directions, junction numbers, and even local sites to look out for you on your journey. Other carts for other countries are available, and they just slot in the back.
And now for some more games reviews.
Darkwing Duck makes his first appearance on the NES. Join the feathered hero as he fights a host of horrid baddies plotting to take over the peaceful city of St. Canard. Hooray for Darkwing! Here's Amanda.
This is a great little platform game with some really nice touches. The graphics are basic, but that doesn't matter because the gameplay is excellent. This level is quite challenging because there's characters coming out all the time ready to kill you. This bit's hard because you have to get your timing completely right, otherwise you fall on the spikes and die. There's helicopters and coming out everywhere at you. You just got to try and avoid them because they may damage you. The character's trying to kill me again, but I killed him first. I've just fallen on the helicopter, but I'm just a bit startled. It's fun, challenging and playable. And it just goes to show you don't need fancy graphics to make a great game.
The gameplay's quite good here, but the graphics are pretty average. Mind you, that's what you'd expect from an 8-bit game.
The main character's cute and easy to control. There's plenty in the game to keep you interested.
And the scores for Darkwing Duck. The girls gave it an excellent 4 out of 5, but the boys didn't think it was that good and gave it an average 3 out of 5.
Next, a brand new character for the Amiga, the Disposable Hero. The name doesn't inspire you with confidence, but here goes. It's the 29th century and your mission is to rid the universe of an alien task force. Good luck. Here's Robert.
If you're a fan of fast shoot-'em-ups, you'll probably enjoy this game. But be warned, it's very hard. This is one of the bosses on level 2. Surprisingly, he is not the final guardian. It will take a while to destroy. This game is very hard, and once you get onto the second level, you'll realise that the levels are very similar and repetitive. Bullets and enemies come from all different directions. What I've just collected is money which I can use in shops to buy extra weapons and power-ups. This is yet another boss, but not the final one. I'm just about to collect some money which I can spend in the shop. The shop sells weapons. There are many different weapons which I can choose from, which increase my power and direction of fire. The more money I have, the more weapons I can buy. This isn't the best shoot 'em up on the Amiga. It's a good blast, but there's nothing really new about it.
It's too hard, for very experienced players only.
I really like this game. It's quite hard, but I think you'll keep coming back to it.
And the scores for Disposable Hero, both the girls and the boys thought it was average. They both gave it a throwaway 3 out of 5.
Hello, Fertilers. I'm just meditating on the meaning of life. I've decided to communicate this next cheat telepathetically, so only those of you completely in tune with the universe will be able to receive it. The rest of you will hear only the sound of one hand clapping. I'm calling fertilers, I'm calling fertilers, I'm calling fertilers. This is a cheat for Street Fighter 2 Turbo on the SNES. When the Street Fighter 2 logo appears against a black background, press down R, up L, Y and B on controller 2 for 10 stars on Turbo. Wait a minute though, this is a violent game. Uh-oh! Sorry, Fertlers. The violence of the game has disturbed your concentration.
Advertising is all about selling things and making them look their best, even if it does involve a bit of cheating along the way. The Supermodel series of ads for the launch of the Vauxhall Corsa was one of the most expensive campaigns ever. Linda Evangelista and other top models like Christy Turlington were the stars of the billboards. But they've offered me a chance to be a supermodel too. Watch out, Christy.
Of course, I don't really need makeup, but I don't want all the other supermodels to feel inadequate. Really, when you are, Carolee.
Although they expect to have to do some work on the final photograph of me, the intention is to get the lighting and pose as close to the final version as possible. And you don't necessarily need a car there. Make-believe time. This is the back of a car? Now to find out exactly how super a model they can make me. And so today's task is to make this sketch a reality by putting me in the picture.
So, which one are we going to use?
Well, it's up to you, really. As the model, you can have final choice.
I like that one, but I prefer my eyes in that one.
Well, we can change that. We can take the eyes from one picture, because it's in the same position, and put it on the other one above. That's not a problem. Right.
But I have my hands in that one, my eyes in that one.
Right.
My hair in that one.
Yes, that's not unusual.
Actually, I quite like that one.
It's a nice shot.
Before the photo can be worked on by the computer, it has to be scanned in electronically. On the screen, each picture is made up of tiny dots called pixels. The more pixels, the better the picture. For quality work like this, there needs to be 700 times more detail than there is in a TV picture. For a single image like this, that means over 20 million dots.
Because it looks as if everything in this picture was in the same place at the same time, and they could have done it that way. But by photographing each element separately, it means they have much more control over the final look.
A top model photographer was chosen to light Christy and make her look and feel her best. The car is only used to put her in the correct pose and will later be replaced. The same car, minus Christy, is then relit by a specialist car photographer. See how he's brought out stylish reflections and detail to the car. The third element is the concrete mixer, another cheat. It's a life-size model made of wood and polystyrene. The concrete in the car is a mixture of real concrete and photographic artwork.
And now for the easy bit, they've just got to put it all together.
On this picture of the model, the photographer has provided the model with foam pads just to save her knees. But we can retouch those out. What I'm going to do is just draw a mask around the line of the leg. Now here we can see a bit of foam pad where her knee has pressed into the foam. So I'm going to have to draw her knee at that point. And I can copy bits of the picture from one place to the other. That's just what I'm doing here. I'm drawing with her actual skin with two brushes at the same time, one picking up and one putting down. Reverse it and just put a bit of the bonnet of the car.
Having removed one pad, Michael does the same with Christie's other leg. He then cuts right round her body, so he can position her onto the original picture of the car.
There she is. Once we've stuck down the girl in the position we're happy with, we'd go back and take just the reflection and put that down on this car separately.
Michael uses an electronic airbrush to restore the original picture underneath, so it looks like it's on the new bonnet. The harder he presses, the more is restored from the best car shot.
So I can make that reflection begin to look like it's on the new bonnet. People tend to think the camera never lies, and that really helps us, because when you see a photograph, you tend to already believe that that has to be real.
So much for Christie, but now here's a once-in-a-lifetime chance to make myself perfect. Well, almost.
We're going to have to reconstruct the arm here where you're leaning on the wall. And you said perhaps you wanted one of your legs to look thinner.
Well, I don't think I'll ever really make it to the billboards, but it was fun while it lasted.
Well, I thought you looked smashing before they flirted with you.
Thank you. If you want to read the data blast, set your video recorder now. Last week's competition was to win the first ever 64-bit console, the Jaguar, and the first ever 64-bit valid for a t-shirt. The question was, what is the name of the fastest land animal? The answer was cheetah, and the lucky winner is Gary Agnew from Newry in County Down. Well done.
Well done, mates. This week's competition prize is a Mega Drive with Aladdin, and the competition question is very simple. In the story, how many wishes did the genie give to Aladdin? Phone your answer in on 0891 700 100. Calls will cost you no more than 25p, but do get permission from whoever pays the bill before you dial. Lines will stay open till midnight on Monday.
Greetings, scrotty brethren. I've moved to a higher plane of existence. I can now float anywhere at will simply through the power of my mind. This is the last cheat ever, for my body is a temple, and tomorrow I go to Tibet to devote my life to truth, peace and beauty. It's for Chaos Engine on the Amiga. On the two-player game on the password screen, simply type in YSFJR8XGLV27 and you'll be warped to World 4, accompanied by a heavily armed crew. And you can kill, and you can maim, and you can shoot. Uh-oh, this is a violent game. Anybody want to buy a ticket to Tibet?
Ever omnipotent, the Omrude.
Peace and love till next week, Fertlers.
Yes, goodbye. Let's go back to my place with all the lentils.